In today's Christmas spot, we'll be having a look at the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame exclusive, the Head Knockers Home Alone, Kevin, Marv, and Harry. To figure out how tall these bobbleheads are, let's grab the tape measure. Kevin is just a little taller than 7 inches in height, while Harry is about 8 inches in height, and Marv is about 9 inches. Teaming up with the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum comes these exclusives from the folks over at NECA Toys. They are in very, very strict quantities. Kevin, for example, here is limited to 5,000 pieces. Well, unfortunately, the robbers on either end of us, 3,000 a piece, both Harry and Marv, are limited to 3,000 worldwide. Really nice looking pieces here, all of which come with a display stand. Let me just tip it up slightly. You can see that there's the Home Alone logo up at the top there, and each of the Bobbleheads' respected names are featured on the front of the circular base. We tip it upside down, and we've got Home Alone 2016 20th Century Fox and NECA, along with www.necaonline.com. Of course, wanted to have a look at all three of these in this Christmas festive season, and I really think they turned out quite nice. They are also quality resin. They're high quality resin at a fairly affordable price. Because they are resin, though, I will stress this, these are not like the plastic bobbleheads that you want to be moving around all that much. They are bobbleheads, yes. Let me just tip it upside down so you can see it in there. There is a spring attaching the neck to the inner cavity area of Kevin's head. But because they are resin, I will stress, I've had issues with, not specifically these ones, but I have had issues with resin bobbleheads in the past where just the odd crack starts to develop in the neck area. So I wouldn't say don't go overly crazy bobbing these heads, and certainly be careful when you are displaying these. These are the type of pieces that I definitely would want to have out every single year because they look really good. We're going to look at these individually, or at least one at a time. So for example, here we have Kevin wearing his red sweater, and he is packed to the brim with little weapons that he can dispense justice to the robbers, unfortunately, that are breaking into his house. There's the gun on the back there, and he's got hands in pockets. Paint is actually quite nice, especially his face. I think they've, not only on Kevin, but of the two burglars, I think they've really captured the likenesses here on the faces. So Kevin, for example, has some really nice additional lighting on his hair, giving a somewhat two different color choices there. More of a medium and lighter blonde. Got some nice rosy colored cheeks there as well. And yes, Kevin agrees with me as he is bobbing up and down. A nice expression also to be said for Kevin's face. Really nice, really like the pose. That's one thing that I like on these three bobbleheads is specifically their poses. Let's have a look at Harry next, because I feel like my favorite might be Marv. Once again, same display base as with Kevin, this time with Harry on the front here. Felt feet also to be noted on the undersides of the bobblehead, so at least if you put it on a surface, you're not going to have to worry about it scratching or anything like that. Now, I did not take, it would appear so, I didn't take all these styrofoam off of poor Harry's face. I'm sorry, Harry. But again, this guy is limited to 3,000 copies. Kevin is a little bit more generous with his 5,000 copy release. But if you want to get your hands on the burglars, I definitely would say try to get your hands on these right away, because 3,000 copies isn't going to go very far. Harry's got his flashlights and bobblehead galore action happening. Long train jacket here, like an overcoat. And he's got his... Why is it everything, whenever you wear a hat like this, you automatically look like a burglar? Facial expression, I think, is quite good. Very sinister looking smile on his face. Love the little wrinkles around his eyes and around his the areas of his cheek, which have been given a little bit extra pink shading or a little bit pink hue, just to bring out some of those details. Really loving the look of these. And by the way, also, when you get these out of packaging, what they do is they wrap like a, not quite like a shrink wrap, but like a foam wrap. They wrap on the interior just to prevent the head from bobbing up and down. I had actually a Ninja Turtle. That was the one that cracked on me, the Bobblehead, and the neck actually had cracked a piece off just because it's resin. Resin by nature, even like if you get resin statues, you do have to be a little bit more careful for them. It also adds up to a little bit of a heavier Bobblehead as opposed to using a plastic medium. Then lastly, one of my, my favorite of the three, though I do like Kevin, got to give it to Marv here, also limited to 3,000 copies. I love the fact that they also put the burned etching of the iron into poor Marv's face. The detailing on his hair is super good, super cool. Adding some additional lighter browns just kind of bring out some of the details of those curls. Sideburns and his little goatee on the front. I love the expression on his face as well. It looks really good. Crowbar in hand, again, much like Harry, longer jacket, and he's barefooted. You know, it seems like Marv gets the worst of it of the two burglars breaking into the house. And it definitely shows here on this particular Bobblehead. As I would say, of the three, this is my personal favorite. Not only are the sculpts really good, but as you can hopefully see in the course of this video, the paint on these are stellar. These are super impressive Bobbleheads. Again, my personal favorite being Marv with the iron print on his head, which I think I might have even said in the review he got burned by iron, but whether the iron was hot or not, poor Marv was in the basement, pulled the cord, and down came the iron, clocking him right in the head, which I think is one of my all-time favorite scenes in Home Alone, which is a movie I don't get to watch every single year, but every time I do watch it, I always have a couple of laughs here and there. It's still a fun comedy to check out during the holiday season, and I really think that these Bobbleheads fully capture the very essence of the characters from the movie itself. With an extremely limited quantity, however, Kevin once again at 5,000, and the two burglars, the two unfortunate burglars that would break into Kevin's house, they are limited to 3,000 copies. Either way, though, if you get your hands on these, you know, I'm sure you have to break into somebody's house to take them. But if you are able to find these maybe at your local comic book store, or you can probably order these online, I definitely would think they're a fun piece to put out on display every Christmas season. Today we were having a look at the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum exclusive. This was the NECA Toys Head Knockers Home Alone of Kevin, Marv, and Harry from the classic movie Home Alone. If you guys haven't had a chance yet to hit that little subscribe button down below, it's just down there, it's just below the video, you can do it. Hit that little subscribe button, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to future videos, and of course we're going to do a whole ton of other Christmas goodies. There's still many more packed away under the tree, just waiting to be unwrapped. That sounds so nice. But definitely stay tuned, guys. More Christmas videos we lined up coming your way before the end of the month, so stay tuned for those. Thanks for watching as you always do, guys. I'll see you next time.